Welcome to A Double
Double
and Dice
with your host Kim.
and Jocelyn.
Pour your favorite beverage
Pull up a comfy chair.
because we are ready to roll.
Welcome to episode 140 of A Double and Dice. And today we have fake Jocelyn on today because real Jocelyn's not here.
Hello.
I think that's the third. The fake Jocelyn manly voice of Matt. So Matt is my guest host for today. Hello,
Thank you
Matt.
for having me.
Yeah, this is your first time on the podcast as a board game podcast.
It is. It's been a while, I think. I don't even remember the last
Yeah,
time.
I don't remember the last time you were on.
Probably the last time Jocelyn was out of town.
Yep. So this is her, I think her third miss, Jocelyn. See, this is your third one. I still have not missed an episode.
You're due for a vacation.
I guess, yeah. So today we're going to be talking about a big fan favorite on dmNorthTV. We're going to be talking about Zombicide.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about Zombicide overall, and then we'll kind of get into what we've been playing with Zombicide because we've been playing a campaign, but we'll get into it a bit more. So when we go through this, we're going to go through, there's two different versions of Zombicide that came out. I guess they call it the classic and the modern now. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, there's,
The original.
yeah, the original Zombicide, the one that started it all, and then there's, if you're talking about the modern theme, and then
Yeah.
the second edition where they just
Second
kinda
edition.
cleaned it up after many years of making many Zombicide games.
Yeah. So Zombicide First Edition was the first one I ever played and got hooked on.
Yes. Same here.
Same with you. Same one was the first edition.
Yeah, I saw it in a game store and it looked really good. It was probably at the time the most expensive game I bought.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, we fell in love with it. The kids were quite young when we played it. They just ran away from us and let us die to the zombies. But, but we had
You
a
guys
blast.
are on your own.
Basically, yeah, they got scared of the zombies, so they ran away, and
Oh,
mom and dad died.
Kids. So we're going to go through a little bit of the difference between the two because they did make quite of a difference between the first and the second. Now, you own the second and a bunch of expansions for it. I actually never owned the first edition. I went straight into the second edition when it came out on Kickstarter.
Yeah, and I didn't originally.
Okay.
Like I was all in on the first edition, the modern stuff. Well, I guess like for those who don't know what Zombicide is, it's basically like a sandbox game. Like you've got your core characters you can play, and there's like a gazillion characters in each edition. Like you'll never go through them all. And you go through different scenarios, missions, things like that, and they're all different as to what you need to do. Some is just survive, some are find these things, some are
Put the light on.
Yeah, turn the light on and then escape.
Yeah. And there's like so much missions out there. A lot more probably in the first edition than the second edition.
Yeah, so I've noticed that that second edition doesn't have as much love on the custom scenarios because there's the Zombicide fans have made like so much content for this game, which has probably made it as why it's so popular. Well, is it popular? I don't know. I think it is.
Well, the amount of it must be popular if they keep bringing different themes and different ones out.
Yeah.
So it's got to be like if you like zombies and fighting zombies.
And made, actually, you've got a list here, don't you?
Yeah, we can go through the list of all the different themes.
Well, because it started with the classic modern present day zombie game.
Like everyday kind of
Walking Dead was, I think, at its heyday when this thing came out.
Yeah. So you're talking like malls, the streets,
yeah,
like things like that. A prison, I think, was one in the original.
Yeah, did a prison, a mall, and there was like a military facility, I think, in the third one.
Yeah, so that's like classic, I would say, like just modern day, every day, as if you were living in the zombie world.
Yeah.
Then they started coming up with different themes.
Yes.
So you have, we can go through each of the Black Plague, which was a fantasy theme.
That was the first non-modern one, right? I think.
Yes.
Because actually, no, it was because I remember they redid the player boards for that, and I was jealous of the smaller cards, the player board, did all your stuff on it, versus the modern version or the classic one, I guess we'll call it, where they had these giant cards and you had to clip things to them and put little pictures on. They were awful.
The things would slide off.
They were terrible.
Just a flat board, but they upgraded that in second edition.
They did.
I think the Black Plague one, if I remember, I'm still trying to hunt this down. They made sometimes they spin off on characters, right? Like Big Bang, they spun off on that.
Oh, they're famous for
having characters with different names.
Different names. They were legally distinct characters, but using like celebrities.
But they looked like celebrities. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Xeno Warrior Princess was my favorite TV show.
Oh, okay.
Of all time. It's still my favorite TV show. And I could sit and binge watch that show. And they made one called, I think her name was Zoo, it was XUXA or something like that.
Okay.
It wasn't Xena, but it was like Zuna, but maybe, or something like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that character. I just want that one. I just want it. I don't need the game, because I think it was a
Kickstarter, probably, right?
Yeah, Kickstarter, different box. I forget what they called it, but it had her in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that so bad. But yeah, I still can't find it. I still can't find that box.
I never follow. I looked at that one, but I was going like, I've got how much was out for Zombicide at that time? I think
you probably had.
I think all 3 seasons were out of the classic.
Yeah, you probably had it all, right?
Yeah, and then I'm going, I don't need a fantasy one. Fantasy
that
is
one
not really my thing.
That one didn't get me when I saw it come out.
Yeah, but it's basically, you're going into a fantasy world and all that fun stuff. I think they had something called a necromancer that did something interesting with the dead, but again, I never bought this game. I never played this game. It just wasn't my type of theme. But I do remember them. That's where the upgrades started happening to the components, and I'm like, oh, geez. Why did they do this for the classic?
Yeah, and that was a completely different player board than the modern player board. Yeah, if I remember,
they weren't swappable at the time.
No, you couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't use either or. It was a completely different looking. Yeah. Couldn't use the cards or the characters or anything like that. I think they were all different looking.
Yep.
And then they came up with something called Invader, which I have no idea about.
It was the sci-fi version because, they did classic modern, they did a fantasy, now they needed to get into space.
So was it aliens? Zombies?
I think it was alien invaders, things like that, instead of zombies. Again, I never got this version because this theme did not speak to me at all.
No.
I like space things. Like, I do enjoy that kind of stuff, but for some reason, this one just didn't do it for me. So I never backed it, and this was back in the days where I was back at Kickstarters left, right, and center.
Yeah. I don't remember this one coming out on Kickstarter.
I do remember. I remember following it, and I'm going, meh.
Yeah. I think the next one, Green Horde, which was a sequel. It was still standalone, but sequel to Black Plague, and then had orcs and stuff.
Yes.
I actually backed this one and canceled out of it.
There was something with this version I liked, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something like, was it like the horde mechanic or something where the zombies built up and then they could release all at once? There was something interesting with this one. Again, I didn't play it, I didn't back it. Same thing, I followed it right till the end, and then I'm going, it's just not my theme still.
I think the price got me. I'm like, I don't know. And I was still newbie at Kickstarters at that point, so I was like, I backed it, and then I'm like, I canceled it out of it.
Yeah,
I don't regret it. So,
no. But again, I remember a mechanic in this one I quite liked, and I don't think I've seen it again. But it was, and I want to say horde mechanic, and I could be completely wrong. So
maybe that's the name, Green Horde. I don't know.
It was just something where a massive zombies could be released at one time, and it was
oh my gosh,
terrifying. But it was like also, I kind of want that.
Now that's how you die.
Yeah.
Next one they had was Undead or Alive, which is the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I did not follow this one at all because, again, the theme was not... It didn't feel like a zombie theme to me.
No. If you had, like, zombies dressed up in, like, cowboy hats and...
Yeah, it's...
I wonder if they had, like, horses as zombies.
I think they did have horses.
Did they?
Like
Interesting.
I know it was actually available at my local store up until recently. Like, they were trying to get rid of it, I think.
Oh, but still, a lot of these ones that we're going through are still up 100+.
Yeah, it's not a cheap game.
No. I feel like if you get it for like $90 or less, it's probably a steal.
Canadian, we're talking here.
Yes, Canadian. Canadian dollars.
There's probably Americans going, I'm not paying $90 for that. No, you're not.
But you know what? The prices in the US and Canada are very similar when it comes to board games.
Are they?
I think they get better sales. But I would say probably Canadian, US would be the same for a Zombicide. 100 and something would be like $110 more or something Canadian.
Okay.
I don't think it's that big of a difference.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead. I never looked at this one. Classic horror movie.
Yes, but I mean, this is where Zombicide was made for that theme. Like, slapping the Night of the Living Dead theme right on top of it, it's a no-brainer. And if you're a fan of the film, it's right up your alley. And I think that's probably why they did it, is to kind of, get some more people's eyes on the game. Again, I didn't buy it because at this point in time, I'm sitting on 3 seasons of content.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I don't need any more Zombicide in my life yet.
I don't think I've ever seen Is it based on a movie? I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
I've never watched it either. It was not my stuff, not my shtick.
But it was about zombies, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, just because I like playing Zombicide doesn't mean
you like zombie movies.
Well, I did like The Walking Dead.
Yes, I finally finished it, people. If you've been listening, I finally got myself through it and finished Walking Dead.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was painful at the end to get just to get through it and get it done.
Yeah, my wife and I, we watched it from the beginning. No, not when. I think we watched the first season on Netflix, and I think we were just looking to kill time or something weird. And we put it on, and we were glued. Like, we binged a whole bunch of episodes that night, and we're going, okay, like, we're gonna watch the show.
Yeah,
and it was amazing at the beginning.
Yep.
And then I don't know when it fell off.
Well, there was 11 seasons, so I want to say maybe by like mid in between it started like.
Yeah, at some point we really started not enjoying that show, but it's like we had put so much of our life into that show that we're going, no, we got to finish it. Like, that was our Sunday night thing. It's like,
yeah, you just got to get through it.
And yeah, we finished it and like, okay, we're done. Thank God.
Well, spoiler alert. Once like Rick left, and I think then Michonne left, I think it kind of like started dwindling out from there.
Yeah, Rick was a big part of that show.
Yeah.
I was surprised when he left. I mean, he's back apparently because there's a new show with him in it.
Yeah, I think it was a mini-series.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I haven't watched anything Walking Dead since the show ended.
No, I downloaded the other ones, the spin-offs, but I started watching the one with Negan and Maggie.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through the first episode.
Oh, okay. So it's just as good still. Awesome.
So I'm just like, maybe this might be a skip one. But anyways. Yeah. Army of the Dead.
I have seen this in the stores. I watched this movie on Netflix, and it was kind of stupid fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what this is in relation to the Zombicide world.
Surviving in Las Vegas and robbing a casino. I assume... Like, can it really be like a bunch of scenarios? Like, I just feel like it's a one game done thing.
It kind of has that feeling to me, but I've never looked into it that closely because I'm going, like, it was a fun movie, but enough to play a game about it? I don't know. I mean, maybe if it's cheap, I might pick it up someday.
I don't remember if I've seen the movie.
I saw it.
It's on Netflix,
I watched
right?
it during COVID.
Oh yeah. Look, it even says on the box Netflix.
That's when I was isolating from my family.
I think I have it on my watch list. I don't even know if it's still
I don't even know
there.
if it's still available or not, but
Yeah,
it was
might
okay.
be
It was all
might be
right.
a
It was-
watch.
again, if you like kind of goofy fun, it's good.
Yeah.
If you're going in for like Oscar-worthy movie, then
No, just go in there brain dead like a zombie.
yeah, exactly.
But I think this might be like, I don't think this would. To me, this feels like a one-off.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
again, I've got so much Zombicide content, I don't really need more. But I could see if it was a scenario-driven, like a campaign-driven
Campaign,
game,
yeah.
I could see it working if they followed the story. It'd be okay. And
I'm
some
just
Las
trying to
Vegas tiles
see.
would be kind of cool.
It doesn't really say much about if it's scenario based or not, so I don't really know much on that one. Gear Up, which was a flip and write
I
game.
don't know this at all. I saw it on the list. I've never even heard of this.
I own this one.
Okay.
It's a very small box,
Okay.
and I think you have like like a writing pen. Well, the write off ones. And I think as the zombies come, I think you hit it and like you have to like mark off where you hit them or something. I can't remember, but
I don't like the roll and write games. Like they're not.
yeah, it's probably a good just travel game.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if you're feeling like zombies or something, then you would like probably play it. I mean, you wouldn't like. We know how big these boxes are for zombies.
Yeah.
You're not carrying this.
No.
Though they made a travel version of Zombicide.
They
I just don't know how
and I've
big
never,
that box is.
never seen it. Because
No.
again, I'm going with all the little pieces this game has. Like, why on earth would you do a travel version?
But how big is that box?
I don't think it's very big at all. I think it's small.
So that's interesting. But
I feel that would be a mess.
yeah, I haven't played that one yet. The gear up one. But I would say if you're like traveling and you don't want to bring big games, that would be it's a nice small box. It's not huge. Just to bring and play if you're just in a zombie mood.
Yeah.
But I have not played it since I bought it. It's one of those, on the shelf of, what does Jocelyn call it?
Shelf of shame or opportunity? I don't know.
Opportunity.
I like shame because it makes me feel worse about buying things.
Urban Legends. Never heard of this one.
This is actually an expansion to the second edition, so we can circle back to this one when we get back to the main one. But it's not. It's one of the add-on boxes to 2.0. So this is where 2.0 showed up.
Okay. And then they went off Marvel and DC.
Marvel first.
Yes.
They hit up Marvel Zombies, which was a total flip of the game. This is the first time something truly different I felt happened, where you played as the zombies.
Which is kind of neat.
Which was actually really neat, and I quite enjoyed it. And then they did come out with the heroes too, where you could play as the heroes, and then you were just kind of playing the normal.
Except with Marvel characters, yeah.
Yeah. But if I'm playing Marvel Zombies, I'm playing a zombie. I want to eat people. I don't want to.
Yeah, and you have to watch your eating and stuff like that, right? And you have to. Yeah,
it was interesting mechanics, which I quite enjoyed. But something else has come to take its place.
Before we get to that, White Death, which was a recent Kickstarter of theirs.
It's just showing up around the world right now.
Yeah, so they must be this year. They must be shipping them out. This one takes place in the winter time, I guess. Right? It's cold. It's icy. A city they call here Wintergrade.
Is it like connected to like the Black Plague stuff, or
yes, I think this one's connected. I think it's interchangeable between Black Plague and something else. I want to say Green Horde, but I could be wrong.
I would guess if it's that theme, it's probably those ones.
This one actually looked at, but I would pick up if it becomes sale or cheap.
I remember looking at it too, but then again, I was like, I'm in the modern world. I'm not getting into
Yeah.
Although
the only reason why is because they have the turtles.
Yes, specifically you wanted the turtles.
Yes, turtles came out as an expansion for the White Death.
Yeah. They might show up in stores, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know if I think the board's different for this one too. I think.
Oh, really?
If it interchanges with Black Plague, which was a different player board and different cards, I assume White Death might be the same, because then how do you interchange it, right?
I think
you
the
could play
boards are
with
all
it.
the same now. Like the player board's the same for all.
Oh, really?
boards. I think they are.
We'll have to
Because
look up White
I
Death.
contemplated back in the old days of getting Black Plague player boards
Oh, okay.
and make new cards for all the original dudes.
Yeah, so White Death has the board like the Black Plague board.
Okay.
So you know how their player cards were different. They were like almost not
Oh.
square, more rectangle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
so
yeah.
that's why I think it can play with Black Plague, and it could play with probably Green Horde. I'm gonna go with. So this theme can't be played with the standard, original, I guess, or modern. I'm gonna call it modern 2.0.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the cold, icy kind of, you know why? It probably reminds me of Game of Thrones for some unknown weird reason.
Speaking of another show that kind of crapped the bed at the end.
Which I rewatched, by the way.
You've rewatched it?
I rewatched it, like binge
Why?
rewatched it. It made more sense watching it the second time.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I just had an urge to rewatch it. Don't ask why, but I rewatched it.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know that I'm willing to put myself through that.
How much seasons was it? 8, 6? It wasn't that much.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But again, it was one of those ones that my wife and I committed a lot of our life to it. And we're like,
Right. Yeah. So I'm guessing you didn't watch the spin-off then.
I have not.
The Dragon
House
one?
of Dragon?
House of Dragon?
We have Crave right now until I think the fall, so I think it's on that one here. We might eventually watch it, but I mean,
Yeah. Go for a couple episodes. If it doesn't get you, it doesn't get you.
yeah,
It's interesting.
there's so
We
many
watch
shows
it.
to watch right now.
Yeah, there's too many TV shows out there.
Well, and the other issue is like Game of Thrones left such a bad taste in our mouth. It's like,
Mm.
I don't know that I want to go back to that world,
Mm-hmm.
even though I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's 'cause it's like way back, right? Like way before. So it's like 200 years before or something like that. But it's enjoyable. Give it a try. You never know. They concentrate more on the dragons.
Okay.
So yeah. And last but not least, the one that
The Marvel Zombies killer for me.
for both of us that we went in all in on.
No, I did not go all in on this one.
No. It was Marvel United. We went all in.
Marvel United.
No.
We can
That's
talk
right.
about that in another one.
Yeah, we should talk about Marvel United as a theme. No, you're right. And not this is not all in one. Is Deceased, which is DC Comics World.
Yes, it was the DC Zombie Universe event thing, which was actually a really good story. I don't know if you've ever read the comics.
I told myself I was going to, and I was trying to find them. I think I started. I was trying to find them at the library because they're actually expensive to buy.
They were. I bought the box set on Amazon as soon as the game was announced. I don't know what Deceased is. Like I've heard of it, but I never read it.
Yeah, I should look it back on Amazon. Maybe it might have gotten cheaper.
They might be better now. When I bought them, like I kind of going, oh, do I buy it? Do I not? Do I buy it? Do I not? But I'm glad I did. Like it's a good story, and I'd probably reread it a couple times.
3 books, right?
Is it 3 or 4?
Mm.
Because they included like the side stories, which I always find kind of interesting in those event things.
Mm. So you'll be
Yeah.
curious to see if it follows the comic.
Yeah, I'll be curious.
How much it does.
The one thing that I know about, like we haven't gotten this game yet. This is a Kickstarter game that hasn't been delivered yet. Is I thought it would be the same as the Marvel Zombies, where you'd play as the DC Zombies.
Yeah.
But that is not the case. It's still kind of your classic Zombicide, except superheroes.
Yeah. The best kind superheroes. Just,
Yeah, the DC superheroes.
just so people know.
Yeah,
Can you tell what this channel likes?
I am a DC boy, and I always will be a DC boy. I was raised on DC comics. I don't hate Marvel comics, but if push came to shove, I'm going to probably.
If there's a DC version, we're getting the DC version.
Yeah, and the poor Marvel version's probably getting thrown out the window at that point.
Now, you didn't buy it, but I purchased it from Amazon. Was the retail version of Deceased. Gotham City Outbreak.
Yeah,
So
which
you
is
can get a retail version of it.
Yeah, there's like a start. It's a very basic starter.
Yes, it's a very small box.
Yeah, and I think they did that with Marvel too. Marvel Zombies. I don't remember what it was called, but they did a very simple retail version. I don't think it had anything special in it that you're not going to get in the Kickstarter, or the full version, I guess.
No, I think there's just different characters, and we're not sure about the tiles. If the tiles are different,
I would hope they're the same, but it's possible. Who knows?
We'll have to compare when we get it, which we hope would be this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. With all this tariffs going on and all this stuff.
Yeah, Simon's definitely not on the.
Who knows? Who knows?
But the one we skipped over was Zombie Side Second Edition, is what they called it. Is the official name, but it's
yes.
Modern version 2.0.
And this is a one that we currently both own.
Yes.
Jordan upgraded.
I held off for the longest time because, again,
yeah.
I had 3 seasons worth of the original version. I'm going, why do I need to buy the same game again?
Yep.
And what happened was I bought they made an upgrade pack.
Which is a weird upgrade pack.
It was called the Complete Upgrade Pack. That's what I remember buying it. Going, okay, I'll be able to upgrade my first edition to second edition, no problem. And it was not a complete upgrade pack. It was missing a bunch of things to get it to the first edition to second edition. And those things that I needed were only available during the Kickstarter. So I'm going, well, that sucks because I didn't back it.
Yeah.
And I was fine with that at first. Because I know originally when we've played this game on the channel, oh God, I don't even know how many times.
With the original, with your edition, but we used second edition rules.
Well, I remember we
did a
1.5. I think is what we made it, and it was punishing because in the big difference between first and second edition is the spawning, how the zombies come at you. I feel there's more zombies overall, I think, in the first edition.
Okay, yeah.
And then when we applied kind of the second edition, or maybe it's the second edition, there's more zombies. Yeah, because we used the second edition spawn cards, and we just got destroyed because the first edition equipment couldn't keep up with the second edition zombies.
Yeah, because in the first edition, example, the Molotov, you had to get you had to do a lot of searching in the first edition from what I'm reading. So you had to get the 2 things to make that, to hit the big guy, right? The abomination. Yes. But in second edition, they said, no, you don't have to do that. You find it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that caused more slowdown of the game.
I think it did.
First edition.
I remember in this first edition, you have to find those 2 components, and even I think it was the sniper rifle, you had to build it.
Yes, that was one I read too, that you had to find the pieces for it.
It got to the point where we modified the first edition decks to just have those things in it, because I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I looking at 2 different things? Because you only can search once per turn. It's dumb when you're running for your life. If you could search multiple times per turn, okay, cool.
Yeah, or have a character that can do it.
Yeah, because I know there's lots of, in the first edition decks, the equipment decks and weapons decks or whatever, there was a lot of fluff. Just useless things like can of food. I'm saying a can of food is worthless in a zombie apocalypse, but things like that actually had no.
You're trying to survive the zombies, not try to eat and survive yourself.
Yeah. Nothing. They didn't do anything. You just picked them up and going, okay, well now this is taking up an inventory slot. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I'll drop that as soon as I can. All while running away from different types of zombies. And then second edition, I think, just cleaned up a lot of that.
A lot of that stuff, yeah. Well, the cards, yeah.
Yeah, the weapons decks are much different. I found that they're a lot cleaner. I feel there's a lot more weapons to help you in this edition. And a lot more fun combat, I find.
Yeah, I think some of the character skills or abilities or whatever,
yeah,
I think some of them are neat.
Yeah, so I feel they improved the whole spawning mechanism, so they you still spawn your regular walkers, runners, and fatties, and which are now called brutes because fatties is offensive, I think.
But it's in the second edition book. It says fatty.
No, I think they're called brutes.
Really, in my book, on the back of the rule book, which I have quite handy because we played this game so much during.
Hang on, I got mine here too.
It says fatty.
Oh, it does say fatty abomination.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought they changed it.
I don't think they made a third edition.
They did in Rio.
Oh, okay. Which we'll get to.
It's called a brute abomination.
Ah, okay. Okay. Speaking of fatties and abomination, they also changed their priority targeting.
Oh, that was the biggest change with the second edition. Was in the first edition, it was like we house ruled this like immediately because we hated it. When you were like firing like a gun at a zombie, if like if another player was in that same zone, you would hit them first, no matter what, which sucked.
Really, that was in the first edition.
That was in the first edition. Like the targeting priority was survivors, then other stuff.
Oh.
So you never wanted to shoot into the zone there.
But now it's like friendly fire, but only on ranged. If you missed, it could hit them.
Right, which I said that makes more sense.
That makes more sense.
That's what we house ruled originally in our edition of the first one. Is we said, yeah, you can fire into there, but if you miss, you're going to hit your friend.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which still sucked. I mean, but it was less awful. But that was probably the biggest change. But I think at that point in time when they did that, everybody was doing that anyway.
Yeah. So that's where they probably changed it. And I think they had Walker as this first actual priority.
Maybe. I don't have the first edition book anywhere near right now.
So in the second one, it's Fatties and Abomination, then Walker, then Runner.
Which makes sense. They're the big things, right?
They're
going to block everything else.
Yeah. Oh, Abominations. Which if you look at our videos on YouTube, which we'll get to, there's a lot of different abominations. Now, I don't remember in the first edition if there was like that many.
There was, I think, each
like different
season had
types.
Like one different type, but they followed the same theme as whatever the zombies were. Like in the mall was nothing special, if I remember. No, the prison was nothing special. The mall had toxic zombies, which I forget how they worked. But their abomination did that. They followed the same rules, and same with like the third edition. Their abomination followed certain rules, but in the second edition, they've changed abominations. Like each abomination has its own ability, which I think is incredible. Yeah,
I like that because it keeps it different.
Yeah,
like you know what you're gonna get, and you know what's gonna hinder you or hurt you. Or some of them are not nice.
Oh, some of them are awful. So like we've come across some nasty ones. We've been lucky on a lot of them too.
Yeah, we've played through all the ones that you have.
Yes.
I can't remember it was a recent one we played in. Someone said that guy's hard to kill, but we ended up killing him. But what did he do again?
You couldn't defeat him in a dark zone.
Which is new also to second edition.
That's the other new thing in second edition is so in Zombicide, when you go into a building, you immediately spawn zombies in that building. In the old edition, it was each room in the building would spawn. Didn't matter. In the new edition, they basically divided most of the rooms up into half and half light, half dark. So they said the zombies are in the dark rooms, not in the light rooms. So you still might have bad things coming at you.
Yeah.
But
it's not in every room.
Right.
Yeah. Now, did they do I forget. In the first edition... No, I forgot. What I was thinking. Never mind. Keep going.
Okay.
I forgot what I was gonna say something about dark zones, and now I forgot.
Maybe you're thinking about night, day and night.
Yes, the day and night. Was that a thing in the? No, that wasn't a thing in the first.
That wasn't
edition
even
either.
the thing in the second edition originally. That wasn't until the
we hit our expansions, right? Okay.
Yeah.
The campaign stuff, which we'll get to.
I think that's an incredible addition to the game too. But yeah, the abominations. That's what that urban legends thing was.
Oh,
it was just a box of abominations. I think there was like 4 or 5.
Okay, so it wasn't actually a standalone game.
No, it added. I don't even remember which ones they were. That might have been Bigfoot. I remember
Zombie Bigfoot.
Zombie Bigfoot was hilarious when he showed up in our game because it was like if you have line of sight of him, he just disappears. And I think when he popped up, we were right in front of him, and he's like, "Okay, you're gone." that was easy.
Oh, okay, so it's just a bunch of this extra add-on cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that was hard to find. Like I stumbled on
Oh.
Amazon. Yeah,
Good old Amazon. You never know. You might find a hidden gem on Amazon.
Yeah. It showed up for kind of less than what I'd been seeing it everywhere else. And I went, okay, I'll take it.
And it's free shipping.
Yes.
Next
day, I think it was next day I had it.
Yeah, where?
Which I'm going, I don't need it the next day, but whatever.
Did they have kids in the original?
No.
Okay, so that's a new one too.
Kids are new, so kids are technically weaker characters. So
yeah, they only have two hit points, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, compared
2
to
life wounds, whatever.
Most people have, but all of the kids have the ability. It's called Slippery that they can use once per turn.
Yes.
In addition to everything else they have.
So they can run away from zombies without taking a hit.
It's without the move penalty. So if you're in a zombie,
right.
Yeah, you can't move out of there. Like you basically cost you 1 more point of action point to move
per zombie.
So if you're in a horde of like 8 zombies, you can't leave.
No.
Type of thing, but a kid can just sneak out.
Yeah.
Just escape. So they're interesting. Like we've, I guess we'll talk about the campaign in a bit, but
yeah,
we've had some experience with a couple kids characters, and they've been kind of useful.
Yeah, they get the great stuff.
Yeah. Well, they've also got some pretty good abilities too. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, kids are new. I think there's only a few kids, not that many.
No, I would say 5, not more than 5. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd use them as my core character, but they're a nice little.
No, they don't have much wounds, and Slippery can be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they're fun to play with.
Yes.
A different take.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are I don't know if there was anything other major
little things they cleaned up. I know.
Yeah.
In the original one, they had really weird, like if the way the zombie movements work is, they will go to what they can see.
Okay,
first,
line of sight. Mm-hmm.
Or they'll go to where the most noise is in wherever it happens to be on the board. And if it's kind of equal distance between things, you'd split them into 2 groups. And the way it originally worked is if you had 3 zombies, you'd send 2 one way, 1 the other way, but then you'd add a second one to the other side. I'm going, well, that's stupid. Where did this other zombie come from? He just appeared. So they've just done that now. I think we just split them however you want.
Yeah.
But I always, like, when I'm trying to split them, I always try to pick what's worse for the players.
Yeah. But you also count tiles of how far away they are.
Yeah.
To where they need to go.
Yeah, and the old one, it was also, and this bothered me, and again, we got rid of this in first edition right away, was, I think when the fatties spawned, they came with 2 walkers.
Oh, okay.
And now it's just fatties. But I mean, now you get 4 or 5 fatties at one time.
Oh my gosh, which happens to us. And to kill a fatty, by the way, you have to hit them 2 damage, not 1 like all the other ones. Abomination is 5 damage, so you have to find a really
3.
good weapon. Abominations are 3. 3
damage, 5 experience.
Yeah, which is hard. There's not much weapons that give
There are not a lot of weapons. So if an abomination shows up early,
you're looking for a Molotov.
Run as fast as you can.
Yeah, until you find something to kill it.
Don't be the slowest survivor. That's all you got to be.
Yeah, depending which one comes up.
Yeah. Friendly fire. What else is there?
We talked about the player board, which was cleaned up big time. Now it's a little bit better to put your cards in, and
it's beautiful now.
There's a slidey thing, but it's a little better to slide. And
the other one was this stupid clip you had to put on, and it dented your cards, and it.
Yeah, because it was just a flimsy cardstock card, really, right?
Yeah, it wasn't good. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see like if you accidentally hit that, all your stuff kind of goes sideways, and didn't you have to like put it on top of each other or something? Yeah, but it was. Yeah, if I remember, it wasn't very good. Now they've definitely that was a big upgrade.
Huge upgrade.
And now I think in all their games they have that type of.
Yeah, it makes
board.
such a big difference for organizing your play area.
Yeah, and the abilities, and you could. I think it's pegs now that you put in into the holes, and
It's easy to track things now.
Yeah.
And I know when I finally did bite the bullet and switch over to second edition, which I think was just around Christmas time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I wasn't paying the eBay prices for this. It's like, forget that. But then, some guy on Marketplace locally had it. And I'm going, cool. You still got it? I'll be there.
Kickstarter version too, right? With everything.
It was the Kickstarter version. I think it was missing a couple of the little expansions you could get on there, but they weren't life or death for me.
Yeah. And then we have a very big stack of characters to go.
Again, never ever going to go through these.
No. Maybe like we tried to pick different characters, but now that we're playing, which we're getting to now, campaign versions of the game, it's kind of like a stuck character that you have. Well, not stuck, I wouldn't say, but
in previous versions, like Zombicide, then they had Toxic City Mall, and then Prison Outbreak or whatever. They were just kind of just more of the same, just more tiles, more cards, more weapons, more zombies, more characters. That's all it was. Sometimes they introduced a few gameplay mechanics. But what they've done with the boxed expansions in this one, pardon me, is they've got 4 out right now. Washington, I guess ZC, if we're doing the Canadian version.
Yeah, Washington, ZC, ZC. I say ZC.
I say ZC too, because it makes more sense.
That was the first expansion, that campaign expansion that came out with the Kickstarter.
Yeah. And then Fort Hendricks, I think, came out around the same time or very shortly
Yeah,
after.
just shortly after.
And then Rio de Janeiro was one. And then recently, allegedly, Paris is out. I have not been able to find this yet. You've got it ordered from an online store. I'm still searching for it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really in Canada has this in hand. Now, we've seen other people in the world have it.
Yeah, and I don't know where they are. No one ever says where they're from. So.
No, it's got to be Europe people. Like
I think the Europeans were the first one to get it.
Yeah,
I think there's some Americans showing up with it, so it'll show up eventually. I don't.
But we got ways to go.
Yeah. So the way, and these all are kind of the same thing. It seems to be anyway.
They're all campaigns.
Yeah, you're not playing just individual scenarios, although you can do that. But you're playing through a whole story, and the one we're working through right now is the Washington ZC one. I think we just finished 6.
So there's 10 scenarios in each box.
Yeah.
And it's all like a story driven.
Yeah.
But the different thing with this is it's a campaign. We've never played a campaign before. Yeah. So this is the first time they introduced it.
So your characters carry over.
Yep.
Game to game. There's also a campaign sheet where you're going to earn experience and gain more abilities.
Yeah, like ongoing abilities.
Yeah, which is kind of neat. So it's spoiler: all 6 of our characters are still alive right now.
Well,
technically they're alive. He got injured.
Yeah, we carried him out.
Yeah, we carried him out,
and then we brought him back to life before he turned into a zombie.
Yeah.
So he'll come back. Now, does he still have his sheet, or does he start from fresh?
I think he has his sheet. He just lost all his weapons.
Okay, so he still has his stuff. Yeah, like his points.
So the campaign, you're gaining experience points with each game.
Yeah, and that's based on your adrenaline points you get during the game.
How many things you kill.
Yeah. Which was crazy in the last one because we shot up so much in one
murder rampage.
Yeah,
that's been very interesting.
Yeah, so we've been playing with 4 of us. So myself, Matt, Nerdy Anna, and Millie. Yep. They control we call each other. We control like a family. So Millie and Nerdy Anna have a male and a female character and a kid.
That was accidental too, because I think I just randomly drew.
Oh really? It worked out. And then me and you have the male. I have the female. We have a kid.
Yeah, that was literally like when we set this up. I just randomly picked 6 characters.
Yeah, but it worked out well. Like we each get to control a kid, and then we each get to have like our characters. So they're playing 3 with 2 of them, and we play 3 between us 2. And yes, one of the kids died, but we brought them back to life. They'll come back.
So, in your normal Zombicide game, a player dies. Technically, the game's over, but we've always had ruled that as long as one person gets out alive, you win.
Yeah.
But this one's kind of interesting. When your character dies in the game, you have 1 full turn to go pick them up. And if you pick them up and survive to the end of the scenario, they'll be around for the next one. If they don't do that, they're dead. They're gone. Out of the game. Pick someone new next turn.
Yeah, so you don't want to go by yourself. I mean, it's happened.
Yes.
That someone went off by themselves. But he ended up sticking with everybody, so we were able to pick him up.
Yeah, we got lucky. I mean, sometimes if you are separated from the group and you die, sorry, you're not coming back.
Yeah. So Washington takes place in Washington. We've been outside.
Yeah.
We've been making our way up to the White House.
Yes.
Yes. We made it into the White House.
Yeah,
correct?
We're currently in the White House.
We're in the White House. I think there's been 2 scenarios in the White House.
Yes.
Right? So the first 4 were outside leading up to it, and then the last 2 that we've played have been in the White House.
Yeah. The other interesting thing with the campaigns is they've got these like story cards or notes or active cards, and these are unique to this story. So these are kind of things laid out on the board, and you go to these areas and you read the card, and it usually a lot of times it has a decision for you to make, and it's whoever discovered it makes that decision, and you don't really know the consequence of your decision until after you've made it. Because there was one I told my wife about it because I thought it was hilarious, where the card says you have 3 seconds after to answer,
which has never happened.
No.
None of those cards ever gave us that.
But yeah, the card literally said you get 3 seconds to make your choice.
Shoot or don't shoot.
Yeah, it was something, shoot into this dark room or something, or don't shoot. And and then there's a consequence to your action. Something will happen. And we've had some scenarios where we didn't expose all the cards, so we didn't even know what the other possibilities were. This last one we did do every single card because... Yeah,
except for the decision one, we did read the other... what would happen.
At the end of each scenario, we tend to go back and say, well, what if we'd done the other choice? What would have happened? Because there were a few extra cards that we never did expose, but all the board cards we did. So, I mean, you could technically replay the campaign. I don't think I would, because you kind of know the whole story at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be different if you have different characters. But yeah, you would know, I'll choose that one to see what happens. You know what I mean? And but maybe you might forget by then.
But to be fair, with what did I say, 4 box expansions, each with 10 missions, that's 40 missions.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, and we've been playing this one for
beginning of the year.
Yeah,
we start in January.
It started probably either end of December, early January.
Yeah, so we've been trying to aim for twice a month with this.
Hasn't worked out, but we try.
Sometimes it's worked out, sometimes have not. Sometimes we go back to back, which we're perfectly fine with.
Yeah, this is one of those games that I will always play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't think it's just a zombie theme. I just enjoy it.
It's the chaos I think I like of it. It's a co-op game, so I mean, if you don't like working together,
you could go off on your own.
Well, that's true too. It's you could just say screw you all and leave and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny actually. I seem to recall doing that to someone.
Really?
They went off, and I'm going, no, you're dead. See ya. I'm going the other way.
You want to do that?
You made a bad choice. You must live with it. Sorry. So I mean, you're technically working together, but you can not. You can do terrible things to your teammates if you want.
We don't tend to.
No.
We really try to work together, and because some of those hordes are madness.
I know. I don't know if you ever watched any of our streams, you see the zombie hordes on the board. They don't even fit on some of the spaces now. It's like,
8 zombies come on here. What? I don't even have space.
Yeah.
But I like how it looks, because just like it looks like oh my gosh, that you guys are in like trouble. You know what I mean? When you're seeing all that stuff.
I think I described it once as it felt like an arcade game, on a tabletop arcade game. Like it's just button mashing, and I mean there is strategy to it, but it's mostly like, well, even when you have plans, they generally fall apart pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I like that part of it too. It's like you're almost living like into it. You know what I mean? You're so into it that you're like living that moment. Like, okay, so if we do this and we do this,
100%.
It's a story. Like, you know what I mean? You get into your character.
Yeah, I'm always feeling part of the game when I play this game. It's not that, I'm trying to score the most points here. And
no.
This and that. I'm going, okay, how can I help the group here, and not screw myself over too badly? But sometimes you do have to screw yourself over.
Oh, we've gotten some times where we thought, honestly, people would die. We've shot into a zone, ranged into a zone with a person in there just to try to save them.
Yeah.
And we've done a few times and got away. Like, I can't believe we've got away so much with luck.
There's been a lot of luck. I know my character should be dead by now.
Yeah. And this game is, you roll dice for your hits.
Yes.
So based on your weapon, it'll tell you how many dice you get, what you have to hit, like the number you have to hit, and how much damage it pretty much gives you. So it's really the luck of the roll of the dice.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh. And nighttime in this.
Oh, that's the new thing they added to the campaign.
It's really a hinder.
Yeah, it's day and night. There's 2 parts of the game there, and each turn the clock goes up an hour. Daytime's normal, everything's base games, no special rules. Nighttime, everything is dark, so you can no longer see as well in the dark, so your ranged weapons aren't as effective as they once were. Your visibility, you can't see as far to attack things. Everything's just different at night, so much harder.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like, I don't think I would play a base scenario without a clock.
Yeah, it's a good because our last one we were like, oh my gosh, we have to make it till 6 a.m. when it's daytime. We have like 6 hours to go. I thought we couldn't get out of this.
Yeah.
We had an abomination in the nighttime.
Well, that was the debate. Again, it was the chupacabra, which you couldn't kill it in a dark space. Where we were trying to figure out, is a dark space the same as night?
Dark zone, yeah.
Yeah, so I know someone in our chat said they are, and you basically can't kill it at night, but then I went onto the good old Board Game Geek, and a lot of people are saying that, no, nighttime is just different rules. Dark zones are dark zones.
Okay, so the people answered you, yeah.
So I think technically that we did that right with that abomination. And even if we cheated, okay, whatever.
No, you're still in range in nighttime, 0 to 1, right? So you go still through it.
Yeah.
Talk about big points when you throw into a horde of zombies that you move up.
Well,
on.
And that's the other part of the game, which I love. It ramps up. So I mean, when you first start out, you're pretty weak. You don't have many skills or many abilities. And the zombies that spawn are kind of connected to that. So the lower level you are, the less things come out. But as soon as you start getting into the other zones, like the yellow zone, the orange zone, the red zone, then the numbers of zombies just get out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I love it.
Yep. And like if you get extra activation and you have zombies with you that can hurt you or kill you, and you just don't want to see those cards. We've gotten away with those too.
There's a lot of tension in this game.
Yes.
It's I don't know. This is the one game where I actually feel like I'm in a zone.
In the game. Yeah. In the game. Yeah. You're like, It's like almost like you're playing like Dungeons and Dragons, but you're doing it zombies. But you're like, you know what I mean? You're in the game.
Yeah.
It's just you're just trying to
It's just
survive.
funny. I don't like D&D, but I love this.
Yeah. We just get into it. That's right. And then things you have to work together.
Yeah. To be successful in this, you do need to work as a team. And I know in this edition in particular, you do need a full complement of characters to actually be successul. So
so always like 6?
I think you almost always need 6 players. Not 6 players, 6 characters.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm willing to try it with less just to see how it goes, but I think it's designed with the intention to have 6 people or 6 characters on the board at one time.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's super good. It's still sitting on the table right now. I'm looking right at it.
I know. I'm looking at my boxes. I'm looking. Well, once we're done Washington, we'll move on to another campaign. I'm looking forward to Fort Hendricks because that one has zombies that shoot you.
Yes,
so that would be interesting. Yeah, interesting twist.
Yeah, it's basically the same
type of thing. Like you're going through something. Yeah.
Yeah. Except, there are soldier zombies in that edition that will they have guns and they will fire back at you, which we've never had to deal with before.
No.
Rio, it introduces different land, like different things on the map, like thin walls that you can break, narrow passages that you can use to escape. Like abominations can't go down those.
Oh, because they can't fit.
They can't fit, but apparently they can yank you out of there too.
And Paris is in Paris.
I don't know what Paris is offering.
I think some of it might be underground.
I heard something about catacombs, but I haven't seen any. I've seen no content of that game.
And it says scaling the Eiffel Tower, so I'm wondering if that's a multi-level. I don't know.
Which can be interesting.
That zombies can go up. Climb up. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. As long as it fits on camera, we'll do it. But that's usually our issue. Yeah,
because I don't think there's any multi-levels that exist anywhere in Zombicide. Is there?
I won't give you spoilers of the campaign, but I've seen some of the other maps. So I've because when we're doing it on stream, I have a set distance where it'll work, like the size of the map. If it's too big, then we can't do it. Because the problem is like being able to see everything on the screen.
Yeah.
If the camera's too far away, you're not gonna be able to see anything. So I kind of stick to usually like a 2x3 map is like perfect for this game. Anything bigger than that, it gets a little trickier.
You have to like scroll or something.
Yeah, then we have to like move cameras and things like that, and it's awkward. But I think we've done. I feel we finally got it to a point where I'm happy with it. The way we've got it on stream, like it works pretty good.
Yeah, because we did have one of the scenarios you had to kind of go left and right? Because it was like straight down outside. So it's like, okay, well, they're way back there and they're off camera. Everybody's on this side now, so let's move over.
Yeah.
But I think the other ones have been one screen.
I'm happier when we don't have to move cameras.
Yeah.
It's just easier that way.
Yeah. Right now we're in a building, so I don't think there'll be much moving unless we go back outside.
I think the next one is a little extended one, so I might have to do the multicam thing, but that's okay. I've done it a few times now.
Yep, so 3 more scenarios to go on that. 1 died, they're coming back. If you don't mind spoilers, they're all up on YouTube.
Except the latest one, I've been actually lazy. I didn't put them up for some reason. I'll get it up in the next couple of days. Well, by the time this comes out, it will be up.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Forget that. We'll edit that out.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's like I said, this is, if I could only have one board game in my collection, this would be the board game. Easy.
Yeah, and I've seen pictures of people who own every single one.
Yeah,
it's crazy looking at their shelf.
It's insane. Like it's a lot. I'm trying to get rid of my first edition stuff now. Like I just have been, too lazy to do it because I don't need both.
No, because you're not going back to the first edition.
No, I will never play the first edition again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Unless, would your expansions ever work in second edition? Probably not.
Yeah, the upgrade pack did have stuff for first edition zombies.
Oh,
So
okay.
I could have toxic zombies and the toxic abomination if I wanted. But again, if I'm going to get rid of it, I'm not going to keep an abomination.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell it all. But that's where 3D printing comes in. I mean, there's so many people who've made things for Zombicide. I just spent after we were done on Saturday, I printed off doors.
Oh.
So now you will be able to see these stupid doors.
Oh, yeah, because it's what Jodo has to do. It's put dice on each of the doors so we know.
Yeah.
Because they are kind of a little hard to see. Because it's the same color as the board, right?
Well, and that's nice. I mean, it kind
of... thematic, yes.
Yeah, it fits the thing. But, now you'll be able to actually see the door. And you'll see when it's opened. That kind of stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, the amount of stuff you can 3D print for this, even miniatures. You mentioned Big Bang Theory was something they did in the first edition. All the characters from that. So I found someone who made upgraded miniatures of that. So I've printed them off, and so that I can have a second edition Big Bang Theory characters.
Which we'll have to get to one day.
Someday I do want to get that. I guess that's the other thing with second edition. They've done a lot of add-on character packs. Like they've done Monty Python. They did
The Boys.
Iron Maiden.
Did they do The Boys?
They did. I have The Boys.
Yeah.
I bought that. And I heard a rumor that they made Homelander and Abomination as well. I don't know.
I have not seen that one. Did they do Dark Knight?
Yes, the Dark Knight.
But does that play with second edition?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. I think we get a character card for that from Deceased.
Oh.
But I didn't buy those because at the time I didn't have second edition, and I thought superheroes didn't really fit the theme.
Yeah. It'll be interesting with the Dark Knight stuff. I was debating that one.
I didn't bother with it, so it's okay, well, I'm not going to have the collection.
I don't know what it gives you, right?
Yeah, just more characters.
Probably. Character cards and characters. Because we have so much of that.
The one character pack I bought as soon as I got this edition was the Supernatural pack. So I've got Sam and Dean, because I figure they're perfect for this.
Do they give you tiles, or you just use
no, just
the regular tiles that you want?
Yeah, but you can play Supernatural
characters.
Yeah, so I figured that I had to get those guys. Yeah,
so they do. I mean, they haven't done much for second edition other than the character stuff, and they've stuck to campaign boxes.
Yeah.
For the second edition, which they seem to be doing different things with different themes. So.
Yeah, which is again, I feel it's keeping the game kind of fresh. We started the Washington ZC, and like you said, in January, and I wanted to keep playing it immediately because I'm like, this is so different than the base game. I needed to know where the story's going, and here we are in May. And we're still going.
I feel like we should have it done by end of June, I would assume.
Maybe.
Possibly. We'll see.
Hopefully during the summer it gets done. Because, at some point I do want to move to the next one, too. Cause...
Yeah, I want some shooter zombies.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all going to die.
Yeah. I've heard the Fort Hendricks is better than Washington.
Yeah. Well, there was I feel like they would improve as they went through this, right? So...
Yeah. I would expect Rio to be better. I expect Paris to probably be the best of the bunch. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll revisit this.
We'll see.
When those show up.
We'll see. Go back to episode 140 after we're done, which would be the next 3 years. and go back to it. But yeah, so anything else? Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, it's a game. I think it's a game you love or you hate.
Yeah, and I think you have to like zombies.
if you're not a zombie person, you're not going to like the game.
No.
But again, that's where Black Plague comes in, or Invader, or no, I guess what Undead or Alive is still zombies probably. But there's lots of
different themes.
Yeah. if you don't like the zombie theme, but the core gameplay kind of stays the same through most of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's dudes on a map. Here you're trying to do something, and lots of things are coming to kill you. That's
but it's intense.
It's intense. You're gonna lose a lot, and that's the funny thing is, I still have a blast even when we lose.
Yeah, because we always think we cheat too when we win.
Yeah, because it happens so rarely. You're going, okay, you did something wrong.
Yeah.
So, name a game you don't cheat at accidentally.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some things you do and you realize it later, but it doesn't really hinder the game too much of the outcome. So
no, I don't think we've ever had that kind of a situation pop up. But
yeah, so Zombicide, big fan. We're big fans. All our videos that we've been playing are up on our YouTube, dmNorthTV. Yeah, anything else?
No, I like I said, I can't recommend this game enough. But I'm very biased. Like, I'm not the person to talk you out of buying this game.
No, but you know what? And anybody can join us too. If you want to feel for how the game plays, you can always join us on our Discord, and come play with us. We proxy a lot of the stuff. Like Nerdy Anna and Millie don't own it, but as long as you have dice, 6d6s.
Yeah, nothing special for the dice.
Nope, and you kind of write down, or however you want to do it, of what weapons you get and equipment and stuff that you have. Character cards are really easy to find online.
Yeah,
I think most of them are online of what their abilities are. You're good. Like, you don't need to have anything to really play this game. Like, no. Unique.
No, easy game to pick up, and like I said, learning it's not hard. You can only do a certain number of things each turn, and most of it's trying not to die.
Yeah. You have certain 3 actions usually, and you gain an extra action as you go up. But yeah, if you're ever interested, our Discord information will be there. Give us a holler, and we can always do a one-off, and it can be like a learning, or see if you enjoy playing it.
Just jump into the campaign. It's easy.
Yeah, that's true too. We can always give you a character.
We'll give up a character.
Yeah. Cool. So, Matt, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is great that we can deep dive into one of our favorite games. So we'll see if we get anybody hooked. But I don't know. I was excited talking about it. So it was.
I will play this game any day, anytime. I'm happy to. So I'm glad that there's a group who likes it too. Because
yeah. Well, you and I, we have similar tastes. Much of our board games are the same.
Yeah, they are actually. They've worked out.
Yeah, so we've been actually working out pretty good with our board games. Majority of it is pretty much we're the same taste. Yep. But yeah, cool. So thanks again for coming on, Fake Jocelyn, for our Zombicide talk. I got to find some nice zombie scary music for the background of this one. And with that, you can reach us on all our socials, and let's see if I'll miss any. Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Always Twitter.
It's still Twitter. What's the other one that always... the new one that I'm not even on? Blue, whatever it's called.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. Are we even on that?
We are technically on it. I'll be honest with you. Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok has kind of fallen off. Even Twitter.
Yeah. We're mostly Facebook, right?
Mostly Facebook because it's easy to post to.
Yeah.
I think it auto-posts to Instagram.
It auto-posts to Instagram, yeah.
I'm not an Instagram guy, so I don't.
Yeah, it's too much. Like, if it doesn't all connect, then it's just too much to put on.
Yeah.
I stick with one too, Facebook. All our videos, all our board game videos that we play, Zombicide and anything else that we play off is uploaded onto dmNorthTV YouTube. We stream every Saturday night board games. Majority of the time we do stream every Saturday night up on our Twitch at twitch.tv/dmNorthTV. And with that, thanks again, Matt. And till next time on a Double and Dice.